Hello everybody, welcome back to the training of the Modicon M221. In this video, we're gonna see how to use the schedule that we have in the EcoStruxure Machine Expert Basic. So let's go to the software. Let's start this with a small introduction about this schedule block that we have. This schedule block has this instance, okay, percentage SH SCH, and then the number that we're going to have inside the software. We have up to 16 instances of this function block, and we can configure actions, okay, for month, day, and date and time. And these actions must be linked to a percentage %m or percentage %q variable. So all the variables must be Boolean. Now, similar to what we have in different function blocks. When we call the instance, we have inputs and outputs, and some of the inputs we can configure the function that we want, and sometimes we have the outputs to be used in different parts of the software. In this case, for the schedule, we have different inputs that allowed us to configure this function block, and they're shown in here. As you can see here, you have for the function for the instance that we're going to use, we have different kind of configurations. We have day, month, hour, and minutes to start and to end. And also we have the possibility to activate the day of the week that we have in here. I'm going to explain this in details. Now, if we continue with this, there is no visual function block as we have as the real-time clock, the RTC. We don't have that, but we can access to the configuration of this schedule using this in the tools. We just go to the software objects and then we press on the schedule blocks, and then we can see all the schedule block instance that we have, and in there we have the possibility to configure the date and time for all the actions that we have, similar to this, but in a graphic way. So if we want to make this like constant configuration, fixed configuration, we just need to configure this part of the schedule, and that's it. There is nothing else to do. But if we want to get access and show the information on an HMI to modify this, then we need to use this to link the inputs of the function block to a percentage MW variable. So let's continue with the presentation. Okay, good. Already explained. Now, along with this schedule block, I mentioned that we have 16 schedules. So if we want to disable one of those schedules, what we can do is to use the percentage SW114 to enable or disable those schedules. So imagine that you have an application that you want to turn on something in a specific time, and instead of deleting the software part, okay, the code, you just disable using this variable, okay? That's the magic of this part. So let's continue with this. You can see that for each bit of the percentage SW114, we have is linked to one of the instance of the schedule block that we have of these ones. Okay, now let's continue with this. This is important because the software allowed us to use the instance. For example, you want to share that to an HMI and link it to a percentage MW variable. But if this instance is not configured, okay, in the properties of the schedules, we received an error because it's not located in our PLC. This is the message that we have. So in order to be configured, we just need to click configure and also specify the output bits to take action once it reached the value that we have configured over here. Now, before going to the implementation part, I'm going to show you an example how we can use this. Okay, it's in the other screen. Let me just show this over here. And there we go. So in this example, okay, there is no schedule block over here. So we just need to go to Tools, in the Programming Tools, Software Object, Schedule Block. And when we double click over here, we can see that we have all the 16 schedule blocks. We have the possibility to configure, okay, configure, select the percentage M, percentage M variable that we want. Okay, it doesn't allow you to use like this. Okay, it doesn't recognize that part. So we can use also this. I believe this one is not created. 0, 0. There we go. So we have possibility to fix the date and time for the action that we want, okay, or link the instance value that we want to a variable, as I show you here. In this example, I just configure to assign percentage %NW variables to the instance, for example, to start the date, end of the date, and month also, and then for the time, hours and minutes to start and end. And for the date of the week, if you want to enable that part, you can just associate a percentage %NW variable, okay, but to make it easy, I just use a percentage %M variable, link it to the specific bit inside the word. So the first word for this day of the week belongs to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. Okay, so this is just an example how you can use it, and then the configuration is valid. So if the real-time clock is configured properly inside the PLC, and then okay, and then if the configuration that you have here matches the configuration that you have on the RTC, then this value will be true. So let's go now into our project to see what we can do. So the idea now is to use the RTC with this enable with the schedule block to activate the machine to work between Monday and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then when the machine is disabled, the output Q03 will be activated. So this is similar to the one that we have done for the RTC. So, let's see, schedule block. Okay, so the idea is to, if you want, you can create all this part, so you can have all this information configure in case you want it. So I'm going to do that. Copy POU and paste it in our guidance. Paste POU. Okay. And you can see here there is some errors because this percentage SCH0 is not configured. So what we need to do is to go to Software Objects, Schedule Blocks, and configure this. In order to configure, we need to assign an output. And let me go back here. I haven't defined here. Yes, here, percentage M1. So let's go here, percentage M1. Apply. Good. And then here, okay, compile, and there we go. So if we want this to be fixed, we can use the start date 1st of January to end 31 of December. The start should be 8 a.m. Oops, 8 a.m. and fix will be 17. Only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, and apply. So if we don't want to use this schedule over here to link this to an HMI, we can use this fix. Okay, so let's go back here. On the PRM, delete this code because this is what we have done in order to activate the machine. We are not going to do this, so we can delete this part of the code. So this was created over here, management, and we need to delete this part. The part that we have deleted is just checking the actual time to be activated between 8 and 5. So now, once configuration, perfect. Now, we have already made this logic for the aux machine. Okay, guidance and if I'm not wrong, in the outputs, we have already specified this will be enabled and this one will be disabled. So, so let's connect to the PLC. No, first, let me just already configure this to be shown. Here, I have already the RTC table for the schedule, so I'm gonna copy animation table and paste it over here. Paste animation table. Okay, everything is in here, so now we can show you. I'm going to connect to the PLC. Let me see if I physically connected to the PLC. CMD. Ping 1, perfect. Connect. Okay, so let's download this into the PLC. Transfer. Let's check the RTC also of the PLC to match the one I have. Okay, so automatic. Okay, so let's play this. This is the time that I have. So let's see what is the configuration. Okay, so as you can see here, everything is in 0 because I have copied this part of the schedule that I have and I assigned the value 0. So start date, the 1st of January, start hour 8 a.m., start minute 0, end of the day 31, end of the month 12 December, and hour 17 and minute 0, day of the week. Okay, I'm going to activate from here, should be 1. Let me see. Okay, 1 Wednesday, today is Thursday, Friday. So now if we check the time of the PLC, okay, now the output should be in 1. If I'm not wrong, it should be in 1 because today is Thursday and it's not 17, it's not 5 p.m. So the machine should be running. Let's go to the output. So the machine, it is disabled. Let me see why. One. See what is not activated. Programming, configuration, animation table, schedule, star mount 1, okay, start minute. There we go. So it was my mistake. I haven't defined the mount, so once I press this in 1, it works. In 0, it doesn't know what's going on. You can see here it start working again. The machine is not working because I haven't pressed the this one. I think if I activate this, no indication alarm, I don't have configured anything over here, so I can't test it really well. But let me just let's just show you, and let's imagine this is working. So if I have this part over here, the machine is working, and this is the machine shows that it's not disabled. And if we go back here and specify the date and time, today is 16:52. So if we go here, the date and time, I want this to be 2 like this, and 1 percentage and 1. Just put this in there. So let me see if I can show you the date and time. It's the PLC. So if controller time is this one, so it's gonna take a few minutes. Just want to show you the NTC, RTC. Let me just have a check. Going to enable this and read. And this one is RTC 0. Stand. To show you the RTC, how it's working fine. This. But it's not reading everything. Because I have it in the other variables and I write in this. Just want to show you quickly, but it's not going to be possible straight away. So let me just go back here. Percentage NW hours and minutes. NW 45 and 44. No, 46. Okay, now I can show you much better now. So this is the output. Now I have configured the time is different. So it has end because now I specify to end at this time, and you can see the actual date on time. So what I need to do is to specify this to end 4 over here, and minutes 4. Okay, and you can see this has started. This is 16:53. So now when it reaches the value, it should be enough. So you can see over here, just wait a few seconds. 7. Okay, just start over here. So when it reaches the value, it will stop the counting. Okay, 24. So what we have done is to use the schedule block and compare the real-time clock that you have just to show you that how it works and how it's going to be enabled. At the moment, it's inside the range that we have configured on the schedule block using the percentage NW variables. So once the real time that we have on the clock exceed the limits that we have configured, it will be off, as you can see in there. So this is very simple, very practical. Just go into the table, the configuration that you have over here in the tools, select the schedule blocks. If you don't want to use an HMI to um, change externally the configuration of the schedule, to just go into the fixed mode, something like this, it should be fine. But if you want more versatility, probably would be good to have something like this. Schedule over here. So you can assign this percentage NW variables to an HMI and make the modification of the schedule block. So um, this is it for the schedule. I believe I don't forget about nothing. Um, yeah, there was something important here, which is the percentage SW, this one, which is the schedule enable. So if you don't want to enable one of the function blocks that we have, for example, going to enable this to end in 69, and you can see the percentage NW is in 1. So if I change this to 0, the percentage NW M1 is going to be off because I disabled that specific schedule block. Okay, so I believe this is everything that you probably need to know about the schedule. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.